I've sent over 2 million DMs, and this Instagram AI tool makes my business $100,000 a month, and here's proof. If you're still manually messaging prospects in 2026, you've already lost. Instagram is a great platform to generate leads and clients for your business because it's a very personal platform, it's easy to generate traffic, and it's very conversational with the DM inbox, meaning that it's great for sales. However, all of these benefits come with built-in drawbacks that keep 99% of coaches and high-ticket product sellers on Instagram stuck. The first problem that comes with this are the short attention spans on Instagram. Because there is so much content on there, people's attention span is lower than it's ever been before, and they expect responses to DMs within 5 minutes, or else they're already going to have forgotten that you were even talking. If you're using human appointment setters to manage your DMs and handle those DMs at scale, you will realize very quickly that human setters drop off rapidly. So they may work for you for a couple months, find a better offer, and end up jumping ship. And at the end of the day, all of this just means that you're disincentivized to grow. If you grow, you're going to have worse conversions, worse results, and more problems inside of your business. And this sort of leads to what we've been seeing, where people just get stuck in these traffic conversion loops. You fix your traffic, you have a conversion problem. You fix your conversion problem, you have another traffic problem, and it just keeps recycling in the same loop. Now, why do automated AI appointment setters solve this problem? The first thing that you need to understand is that the goal with an AI setter is to have consistent quality over time. You want to train it up once, make it really good for your specific situation, and then never have to worry about quality again. And that is where AI setters really shine. On top of that, you need to understand the spectrum of personalization. The more conversations you have inside of your DMs, the less personalized each of those messages is going to be. With AI, you have the big benefit that AI can handle every single conversation with the same level of attention to detail, knowing exactly what the lead spoke about with you previously and being able to reference that back at later points in the conversation. If a human setter is dealing with 100 or 200 conversations a day, it becomes incredibly hard to have this personal touch in the messages. If you solve your middle of funnel problem and the leads start a conversation and then get booked into calls completely on autopilot, then you can focus solely on bringing in more traffic and on closing those leads. And that ends up creating an incredibly scalable system where we see people routinely going from $40,000, $50,000 months to suddenly doing $200,000 a month. Let me share how we even stumbled across this problem and why we decided to solve this specific pain point. We've seen this problem firsthand with a ton of people we know, friends in the space, who have the same pain point. We know a lot of coaches, we know a lot of consultants selling on Instagram, and consistently this ended up being a repeated issue. When we started OmniFusion and Sada and I randomly met up on a random island in Thailand, we quickly came to the conclusion that we had to jump on this one specific niche and solve this specific pain point because we saw an incredible upside for ourselves and for all the people who were already experiencing this pain. And along this journey, we invested an incredible amount of time and capital over 2.5 years to build out this solution. And there's a lot of bottlenecks that you have to overcome to make an AI incredibly human-like. How do you ensure that it follows the script and the tone of the specific client? How do you ensure that it tracks everything correctly? How do you make sure there's no AI identifying slop in there, such as the long M dashes? All of these things and the little details. How do you make the AI listen to voice memos? How do you do all of those things? Nobody knew, and we had to build all of this from scratch. So we overcame a ton of obstacles while doing all of this, and by overcoming these obstacles and obsessing about the little details in a system like this, we were able to get to this point where now we routinely onboard new clients and deliver amazing results, and we really get all of our clients from word of mouth, simply because our solution is so good. Now let me share a little bit about this solution that we've built, which we call the AI sales system for Instagram. It essentially automates everything end to end when it comes to the actual DM conversation. So everything from the initial outreach up until the person showing up on a sales call is fully automated and done with AI, along with detailed tracking so that improvements can be made over time. Now, how do we actually do this? Obviously, we've spent years building out a scalable backend system for all of this, but the main framework that you need to think of is this. If you give a single AI the instructions to handle your Instagram DMs, it will mess up. So the way that we've resolved this issue is having multiple multiple AIs work together just to reply to one single message. The first AI looks at the situation, comes up with a plan on how to respond. The second writes the response. The third proofreads that response. The fourth one formats it so that it's suitable for Instagram, and so on. So we've split up this system, which sounds incredibly complex, and it is, but we've done that because we wanted to make sure that we have the best possible solution for this specific scenario. Now, handling the conversation is one thing, but how do you start conversations automatically when a lead comes in, he follows your Instagram account, for example, and make sure that you start as many conversations as possible? And we do that using ManyChat to reach out to new followers on autopilot, as well as DM Tracker, which is our tracking tool that shows you exactly what is going on in your Instagram DMs. Using DM Tracker, you're able to run split tests on different outreach messages. So let's say someone follows you, you can have 3 different variations of a message that you want to test, and you can see exactly which one of those messages gets the highest reply rate so that you can increase the amount of conversations that you have over time. Now, let's say somebody drops off mid-conversation and they suddenly stop replying to you. The AI will handle follow-ups automatically within a 24-hour window. Meta locks you out from any automations after 24 hours, so the AI will follow up after, let's say, 23 hours, but if they still don't reply, they go back into DM Tracker, and DM Tracker can also be used to track all of your follow-ups. So you will see exactly who you need to follow up with over time and be able to categorize them into stages. Now, let's say somebody has a conversation, they end up booking a call. Just because they booked a call doesn't mean they're going to show up on a call. And in terms of showing up on the call, what we found incredibly helpful is using an AI that messages people on either WhatsApp or SMS, depending on where they're located. For US, you'll want more SMS, and for other countries, you'll want to use WhatsApp. And you reach out to them with call reminders and confirmations inside of WhatsApp or SMS to make sure you increase the show rate. We've seen this be incredibly powerful. We ourselves have an 80% show up rate inside of our business, which goes to show that these systems do work. And that sort of summarizes the whole system. And once you have all of this implemented, you just need to focus on content and ads to bring more people into the funnel. Once they're inside the funnel, the outreach happens automatically. You split tested it, so you know you're going to get a high reply rate. The conversations happen automatically. And if they still don't respond, you're going to have them inside of DM Tracker so that a low-cost VA or someone on your team can follow up with them automatically. And if they do book a call, you have a full system in place to make sure that you don't waste your time sitting in calls waiting for people to show up who end up no-showing you. And that together is the Instagram system that makes us $100,000 a month, and that makes each one of our clients 5 to 6 figures a month, some of them as high as $400,000, $500,000 a month, simply by having a scalable system inside of their Instagram DMs so they can focus on what they do best, which is content, ads, closing, and making sure their clients are happy. Now, if you want the technical breakdown of how to set all this up, as I said, I'm going to link a DM Tracker video down below, as well as a video on how you can build your own AI appointment setter, the best there is. This is the best YouTube template you will find anywhere for free. I'm going to link that down below. And if you want to work with us one-on-one and you're a coach on Instagram doing at least $25,000 a month already, go ahead, check the link down below in the description, schedule in a call. Let's see if it's a good fit and if we can help you scale up your business. And with that being said, please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.